ball. She is a tall guard who can shoot the three. She is nasty on defense. What I love about her is she brings this kind of spark and energy to the court. She is very feisty.
Why is everyone so fixated on Caitlin Clark is the question we're fielding today. In locker rooms, on broadcast feeds, and across digital platforms, opinions fly as fast as her deep three-pointers. Some critics ask bluntly, do you hate her? As if passion for the game must somehow equate to disdain for this rising sensation.
Why does everybody hate Caitlin Clark? And do you hate Caitlin Clark? Come on, talk
dude.
to me.
Absolutely not. I think that she's a gem.
But here's the twist. Despite the noise, many insiders, including those who've rubbed elbows with her off-court, view her with admiration rather than animosity. Take, for example, a recent exchange between two seasoned voices in the league. When prodded on the subject, one respondent brushed off any notion of hatred. Absolutely not, he insisted, adding with a thoughtful pause that much of the negativity comes from people who aren't in her shoes. I didn't even know her that well until we exchanged a few words over the weekend. And believe me, she's as graceful as she is talented. It's a sentiment that echoes across the community. While some outsiders are quick to critique, those in the inner circle appreciate the immense pressure she shoulders and the impressive poise she's maintained under it.
I didn't know her, but All-Star Weekend, we kind of bantered back and forth a little bit. And she's lovely. She has a lot of pressure on her shoulders, and I think a lot of people are...
Caitlin Clark isn't just another player in the league. She's a trailblazer for women's basketball. Amid the constant chatter, her ability to handle the weight of expectation is a testament to her character. With every step on the court, she challenges stereotypes and inspires countless young athletes who dare to dream big. And for many, playing alongside her isn't just an aspiration, it's the ultimate honor. Shifting our focus to the Indiana Fever, let's discuss what many are calling the move of the offseason, the landing of Sophie Cunningham. This isn't just a routine transfer. It's a calculated, high-stakes maneuver that has the potential to rewrite the Fever's narrative. While the league buzzed with speculation over who would bolster Indiana's roster, Cunningham's arrival came with a promise of grit, energy, and a new defensive edge.
Just have a lot to say with people they don't even know or shoes they've never been in. And for me, I think she's handling the pressure very well. She's doing a lot of great things for women's basketball. And I'm a fan. I would love to play with her one day.
Sophie Cunningham enters the scene as more than just another shooter, with an impressive 38% clip from downtown over the past 4 years. She's a tall, versatile guard, a rare hybrid at 6'1", who can do it all on the floor. Imagine having a player who not only lights up the scoreboard with deep threes, but also acts as an on-court sentinel, ready to disrupt opponents and shield her teammates. That's the kind of multi-dimensional talent Sophie brings. Early in the season, you could see it on the court. In a sequence that had fans on the edge of their seats, the Sky attempted a three-point play. The call was clear. No foul, just pure hustle from Cunningham. Meanwhile, tempers flared in a series of rapid exchanges, with Misha Allen nearly losing his cool as teammates scrambled to keep the situation in check. In moments like these, it became evident that Sophie's role extends far beyond scoring.
Now let's get to Sophie Cunningham, because I might be even more excited about the Indiana Fever picking up Sophie Cunningham. Now, the first thing you need to know about Sophie Cunningham, if you don't know anything about her, is that she's an amazing three-point shooter,
She's there to set the tone, to act as the enforcer that the Fever so desperately needed last season. Her impact is not just in her stat sheet, but in her ability to infuse the team with a new sense of toughness and resilience. When the pressure mounts and the opposition resorts to cheap shots and unnecessary physicality, Sophie steps up. Whether it's a decisive shoulder check that reclaims possession or a well-timed screen that neutralizes a defender's threat, every play she makes sends a clear message. The Indiana Fever are no longer a team to be trifled with. Let's rewind to one of those high-octane moments that remind us why we love this game so much. Picture this. Caitlin Clark, with her trademark confidence, dribbles the ball down the court, scanning for an opening. Suddenly, a defender lunges, an attempt to rattle her composure.
Is that kind of shooter from behind the arc. And look at this first play. This is exactly what she's doing. Look, she's in that corner. The defense is sagging off of her. She gets the ball. She drills it. She has a really quick release.
But instead of buckling under the pressure, Clark finds herself unexpectedly shielded by none other than Sophie Cunningham. It's a play that encapsulates everything: speed, precision, and a subtle yet unmistakable signal that no one's going to derail their star guard. That's not all. In another sequence, as the Fever sought to set up a play, Sophie's presence was felt immediately. While the opposing defense was busy trying to disrupt a potential scoring run, Cunningham's relentless energy turned defense into an art form. With each pass, each drive, and each well-timed repositioning, she made it crystal clear. She's here not only to score, but also to defend, to disrupt, and to change the momentum of the game. Her versatility on the floor means that coaches now have a whole range of options. Whether lining up at the 2, complementing Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell, or even pairing alongside Lexi Hell, Cunningham's adaptability transforms offensive and defensive schemes alike. Her ability to play both as a guard and to switch into larger roles makes her an invaluable asset.
But you can also put her next to Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell. You can even put her in a lineup with Caitlin Clark, Kelsey Mitchell, and Lexi Hull because she's an amazing defender and she is very bulky. Now, I mean, she's not like bulky.
Imagine the scene. Caitlin Clark, poised for one of her signature deep three-pointers, is suddenly disrupted by an overzealous defender. But before any cheap shot can alter the course of the play, Sophie is right there. A looming figure whose glare alone is enough to make an opponent think twice. This isn't about theatrics. It's about a deep-seated commitment to protecting the team's core. In every move, every physical challenge, Sophie reaffirms that when you have a star like Caitlin Clark on your side, you deserve a guardian who's as relentless as she is supportive. The significance of this partnership goes beyond mere game tactics. It speaks to the very identity of the Indiana Fever. In a league where every team is constantly evolving, Indiana has recognized that to compete at the highest level, they need a blend of finesse and ferocity. Last season, opponents knew they could target Clark with impunity, and the absence of a robust enforcer left the team vulnerable.
I like to see both sides of each party. I think when you have older people in the league, they work their tails off and they didn't get the recognition. They don't get paid millions of dollars before they even step on the court.
This year, that dynamic has shifted dramatically. With Cunningham's arrival, the Fever aren't just recruiting talent. They're embracing an attitude of no quarterbacking, a mentality that demands respect from every opponent who steps onto the court. Now, let's talk tactics. Coaches and analysts across Sport Pulse are buzzing about the myriad ways Sophie Cunningham can be deployed. Standing at 6'1", her size alone gives the Fever additional flexibility in setting up their formations. Traditionally, teams have relied on smaller, quicker guards for backcourt play, but Cunningham's unique blend of height and agility allows her to slip into multiple positions with ease. In one memorable play, the Sky attempted a high-tempo run, launching a three-point attempt that showcased Cunningham's incredible quick-release shooting. The play unfolded like a well-choreographed dance. Defenders misaligned, the ball finding its way to Cunningham, and a three that sailed past the outstretched arms of the opposition.
Indiana Fever continue to make massive moves in free agency, signing Sophie Cunningham and DeWanna Bonner. And you guys, I don't even think they're...
It wasn't just about scoring. It was a demonstration of the strategic depth that the Fever are harnessing. With Cunningham's ability to guard multiple positions, coaches now have the liberty to mix and match lineups that can switch on defense and run the floor on offense. Moreover, her defensive prowess is something that cannot be overstated. In an era where high-scoring games are the norm, a defender who can disrupt passes, challenge shots, and force turnovers becomes a game-changer. Opposing teams, which in the past might have exploited the gap left by a lackluster defensive presence around Caitlin Clark, now face a formidable barrier in Cunningham. Every time she steps on the court, there's a renewed sense of purpose, an underlying message that the Fever have evolved into a team that's as hard-hitting as it is skilled.
Clark trying to get by the Mystics defense at the cup. Boston gets the slip.
But what does all this mean for the future of the team? It's simple. This isn't just a patchwork solution to a previous season's vulnerabilities. It's a fundamental shift in team culture. The Indiana Fever, long seen as a team with undeniable talent but sometimes lacking in the physical grit required to dominate the league, are now setting the stage for a new era. An era where every defender is accountable, every shot is contested, and the team stands together in both triumph and adversity. Beyond the stat sheets and play-by-play recaps, there's an off-court narrative that truly defines this season. In numerous interviews, players have spoken candidly about what these changes mean to them. One veteran player, recalling a time when teammates hesitated to step up defensively, remarked, "I think the best thing that ever happened for me was when our dynamic shifted. When we learned that protecting our star wasn't optional, It was necessary. And with Sophie on board, that change is palpable. Another voice from within the squad echoed this sentiment, noting how past dynamics forced players into roles they never anticipated.
Beautiful find from Clark as Richards as she's into the ball game. Richards on the floor. Clark, the step back three just below the logo, drills it. Move has Smith running with her.
I've never played the 4 position before, one teammate admitted. But with the new system and the changes we've made, I've had to step up in ways I never imagined. It's opened up opportunities on both ends of the court. This kind of adaptability is exactly what the Fever need to compete at the highest level. The ability to evolve, to change strategies on the fly, and to embrace roles outside of one's comfort zone is a hallmark of championship teams. In a particularly memorable soundbite during a post-game interview, a player summed it up succinctly: "Caitlyn's not alone anymore. When someone tries to target her, Sophie's right there to answer back." And that's exactly what we needed: a shield, a guardian, and a fierce competitor all rolled into one. That statement resonated deeply, capturing the essence of this new partnership.